charges against me and I will fight them. I know who I am, and I know what I've done, and I know the truth, and I know that I'll be found innocent of this attack. The reason I'm being attacked is because of my massive influence, not because I've ever hurt anybody. And for you to sit here and say that everybody around you is saying you're innocent, but that doesn't matter because the state will say they're victims and they're just going to grab everybody you know and call everybody victims, even if they say they're not, and try and put you in jail, you are describing a matrix attack. You're not describing human trafficking.
I'm describing women who are going to court to accuse you of human trafficking.
We will see what women go. We will see what women go to court at the end of this trial. We'll see which women go to court.
Can I finish, please?
We'll see which women go to court.
I'm describing women who are going to court to accuse you of human trafficking.
Sophie hasn't gone to court. Sophie doesn't exist.
And I'm describing women who have spoken to the BBC at length.
Sophie doesn't exist.
And other media organisations about what they say is emotional manipulation and coercion. And I'm quoting back to you your own words where you describe
they're not my words.
Coercion.
They're words you found. They're words you found on the internet, and Sophie doesn't exist.
On your
so let's
website,
move on to the next subject.
In your voice.
Move on to the next subject.
No, I think I'll stick on this one for a minute. So there's other places in that same website where you say you get girls to fall in love with you and they do it because they love you, because they want to do what you say. Convincing women to take part in some kind of business arrangement doesn't work long term because they're emotional. You've got to get them to fall in love with you. That's coercion, that's emotional manipulation, that's abuse.
What you've found are clips from the internet, some text from the internet, and you're going to sit here and tell me that that's the reason I should be
your website, your words.
It's not my website.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Check my website. Next.
It's the website you've taken down, and I wonder why there's...
Next. زعما سيدي شنو بقى عندك ما يتقال؟ عالم الله تعالى.
No website's been taken down. My website is the same. It's been the same for a very long time.
The comments on this website, on the original website, have been taken down, and I wonder why.
You are accusing me. I'm guessing what you're trying to say is you're accusing me. You're trying to say that I'm guilty of the things I'm accused of, and that I'm emotionally manipulating people.
I'm saying that you have said you emotionally manipulated people here for your own financial gain.
No, absolutely not.
And I'm asking you about that.
Absolutely not is the answer. I look forward to the end of this trial. I look forward to clearing my name. I look forward to the BBC and the legacy media having to say not guilty and having to tell the truth. As I've said before, the only other person who's been found, despite absolute rigorous, destructive levels of investigation and prodding into my life, is this imaginary Sophie by the BBC who doesn't exist. And if you were to find any single other man on earth and try and analyze his life forensically to the level they've done mine, you would find genuine damage to people. I don't hurt people.
It's not just...
Thousands of women have come out in my defense. Thousands of women have come out in my defense, and you've not mentioned that. Thousands of women come out in my defense.
Because the problem is when women accuse you of serious crimes.
Okay,
and emotional
but
manipulation.
let's agree that thousands of women... let's agree that
it's not the problem that some people say you haven't done it, it's a problem that some people say you have.
Thousands of women come out in my defense, and as we stand right now, we have an open criminal investigation. The people who are involved in the criminal investigation are saying that we're not victims of anything. Andrew's fine, he's never hurt us. You're saying, no, I have the opposite to that, I have to counter that. I have someone called Sophie with no face, a fake name, who we've invented, and she's not accusing you of anything criminal. So I don't see the whole point you're trying to make here.
You say you manipulate women, they say you manipulate women, why wouldn't people think you do?
I'm not here. Do you think I'm manipulating you?
I'm asking you about the testimony you've given on your website and the testimony women have given
You've
about
printed
you.
something off that you found on Reddit, and you're going to sit here and say that that makes me a bad person. I'm saying that you should know better as a journalist and do some proper journalism. Let's investigate the fact that thousands...
I think you should answer my questions properly.
I am.
Lash.
I already have, and we should move on. She's just trying to start an argument.
It's not only about the criminal allegations. It's a much bigger issue. You've got children's organisations in the UK, you've got race organisations in the UK, you've got the police naming you by name as someone who has a harmful influence on children and on women in the UK and elsewhere because of the things you say, because of the way you present gender relations, the way you say men should treat women.
That's very upsetting. And the reason that's very upsetting is because I know that's not true. I'm genuinely a good person. I believe my impact on the world is positive. In fact, if you were to read the comment section of nearly any video I post, especially by the legacy media, 95% of the population agree with me. Most people know that the things I say are positive. Legacy media as a whole has lost all its credibility in the last 3
فري شي واخا ما يعياو ما يقولوا بان الدريات خصهم يكونوا مستقلات وان الدريات ولا العيالات ما محتاجينش الرجال، فان شي حاجه في الفطره ديالهم كتقول لهم بان البنت خاصها راجل مرجل ديال بصح، ما خصهاش بنت بحالها. يعني واخا يعياو ما يبدلوا في عقليه ديال الناس، كتبقى الاغلبيه الساحقه تابعه الفطره، تابعه لوريجين والتقاليد. يعني هادشي اللي كاين.
3 to 4 years. Nobody believes it. And it's a shame, it's a massive shame the BBC come here.
المشكله هما انهم دابا كيحاولوا يبدلوا هاد الشيء صحه وبزز ويزرعوا في البنادم شي افكار اللي زعما غادا عكس التيار ديال الفطره ديالو، واي واحد مشى زعما مع الفطره ديالو كيولي هو اللي خايب وهما اللي عندهم الحق.
And try and push and purport this idea that I'm a dangerous
حقا ما حقا حريه التعبير، حقا ما حقا المهم كل شيء تيدار تحت ما يسمى بالحريه. يعني انت مثلا هنا في الغرب كيجي كيقول لك شنو رايك، اسمع السؤال، شنو رايك حول المثليه الجنسيه والناس المتحولين جنسيا؟ ملي كتقول لهم انت انا ضد وانا ما كنأيد هادشي، كيقول لك انت سيدي انت ريسيست، انت تيقول لك انت ريسيست. شنو هي ريسيست؟ هذه خصها تقطع. تيقول لك انت عنصري، بما انك انت عنصري غادي نشدوك وغادي نحاكموك. اسيدي هذا رايي، ياك نتوما فين هي الحريه اللي كدويو عليها؟ ولا الحريه كدويو عليها غير ملي كيكون داكشي تابع لاجوندا ديالكم، تابع الافكار ديالكم؟ ملي كيكون داكشي متعلق بي انا وبالراي ديالي، فين هي الحريه ديالي انا هنايا؟ دونك هذا هي البارادوكس، هادو هما التناقضات ديال هاد الحريه المزيفه اللي كيدعي ليها الغرب.
person.
I'm putting my
anti.
words to you.
I'm anti-drugs. I've never pushed drugs or any. I'm anti-drugs. I'm anti-violence. The UK is facing a knife crime epidemic, and they're
Well,
going to
you
sit here
have
and say
said.
they're going to sit here and say that I'm the most dangerous man in the UK.
You
Not
have
only-
said you're the most dangerous man in the world.
I've said I'm the most dangerous man in the world.
You've also said that a woman's intimate parts belong to her male partner. I'm glad you find that funny.
I find it funny that you're sitting here saying that I've said I'm the most dangerous man in the world, and you believe that's. When did I say that?
I'm asking if you believe it.
No, you said you're the most dangerous man in the world. Is that some kind of proof that I'm dangerous? Am I Dr. Evil now? I'm
Yeah.
telling
كل شيء نقولوا هاد الهضره هادي كلشي تيقولها زعما ما فهمتش.
you that it's very upsetting that you're going to sit here and that certain organizations in the world are going to try and pretend that I'm the biggest force of evil on earth when I'm genuinely a
telling
force
you
for
what
good.
you have said.
I'm genuinely a force
Not
for
what
good.
I've said.
And the reason they're doing this is because of the massive influence I have over the youth, and they don't like that I'm telling the youth to think outside of the matrix and ignore things like the BBC,
A lot of
which come here with loaded
Exactly.
questions and false narratives and try and paint innocent people as guilty.
You've said women's intimate parts belong to their male partner.
I said that if a woman marries a man, she takes his last name and traditionally the man gives her away. I've been pushing traditional religious beliefs because I'm a religious man, and traditional beliefs in regards to marriage, which everybody accepted 10 to 15 years ago.
So what
الحاجه الوحيده باش ان العائله تكون غادا في واحد الطريق مزيانه والاسره تكون خدامه، يعني اسره واحد المنظومه تكون ناجحه، خصنا نطبقوا داكشي التعاليم الدينيه، تعاليم تقليديه الدينيه اللي كتمشي مع الدين ديالنا. يعني ماشي التقليديه حيت كنعرف كانوا الرجال كيديروا شي حوايج لعيالاتهم، فهمتيني، ما يمكنش نتخيلوهم، ولكن كنهضر هنا على ان خصنا نتمشاو مع التعاليم الدينيه. يعني الا خرجنا على هذا الاطار كنوليو نكريو بزاف ديال المشاكل، وكان ملي كنخرجوا لنا دوك المشاكل كنحاولوا نلقاو حلول، واي حل كنلقاو داك الحل اللي كيعالج لنا واحد المشكل، ولكن داك الحل كيكري لنا عاوتاني 20,000 مشكل واحد اخر، وكنبقاو غاديين بحال هكا. كل ما بعدنا على التعاليم الالهيه الدينيه كل ما كنزيدوا نغرقوا ونطيحوا في المشاكل.
That's not.
والمشكله هو ان اي واحد كيقول لك لا خصنا نرجعوا للتعاليم التقليديه الدينيه كيكون ان هذا السيد هذا متخلف، غير متحضر، غير متعلم، امي، خيب، ما مزيانش، توكسيك، ما خصناش نسمعوا ليه، خصنا نحاربوه، خصنا نشدوه في الحبس، خصنا نقتلوه، خصنا نعدموه. هذا الشيء اللي دابا خارج على الغرب، وهذا الشيء اللي غيخرج على الغرب، وهذا الشيء اللي مدمر هنا العائلات في الغرب، لدرجه ان بنادم كيفضل انه يعيش مع كلب والقط وكيلو حبه همو في الرعايه الصحيه، ولا خصو يشد تيرمين، يعني خصو يشد رونديفو الا بغى يتعشى مع مو ولا با، خصو يشد رونديفو. يعني اش من حياه، فين هي العائله هنا، فين هي؟ ما فهمتش ما كاينش حاجه سميتها عائله، ما كاينش حاجه سميتها اسره. هذا هو المشكل.
That's not a crazy conspiracy theory. If you're going to sit here and say that me believing a woman should take a man's last name in marriage makes me the most dangerous man in the world, then you're just going to lose even more credibility than the BBC's already lost in the last 4 to 5 years. If that's your point, if that's your narrative you want to push, good luck.
دابا علاش نضحك؟ شوفوا هي كيفاش دايره، وشوفوا هو كيفاش داير. دابا المشكله هذه جايه باش هي تبينوا على انه خيب، باش تبينوا على انه ما مزيانش، يعني باش تطيح به. صدق هو اللي مطيح بها، صدق هو اللي مشوهه، باش هي اللي مشوهه. يعني باش تشوفوا نورمالمون الرجال ديال بصح كيفاش دايرين وكيفاش خصهم يكونوا. يعني الثقه في النفس، الطريقه كيفاش كيهضر بها، يعني ما كيخليهاش انها تزرب عليه.
women outside marriage. That doesn't sound very religious or very
That's not what I
conservative.
said they should be able to. I said a lot of high value men, a lot of rich men do it. And then we discussed at length on podcasts why rich men do it. And we also discussed why women decide to be unfaithful. It's not a gendered argument. We discussed unfaithfulness as a whole. What are the reasons and motivations for men, and what are the reasons and motivations for women? Because you have no time to actually, because you have no time to actually watch my content, because you have no time to actually watch my content.
فوالا، هاد الطريقه كيفاش كيتعامل معاه، حيت هي ما غتخليش يجاوب باش انه تبينوا على انه خايب وانه داكشي اللي كيقول غلط، في حين انه هو تيعاود الكلام ديالو وتيأكد عليه باش يبين على انه داكشي اللي كيقول راه هو الصحيح، ماشي داكشي اللي كتبغي تبين هي. يعني الطريقه كيفاش هو كيتعامل مع الاسئله طريقه مهمه بزاف، يعني شي حاجه اللي خصنا كاملين نردوا ليها البال ونتعلموا كيفاش خصنا نتعاملوا مع المواقف.
And understand what I'm saying. You
أو
just
زعما
come here
بغيت
with
نقول في
small
الجدالات.
statements and provided to you on a
Saying it
piece of
3
paper.
times doesn't make it true.
No, completely. You don't have a clue what I say or what I talk about. You never watch my content. You have small pieces of paper, small clips on a piece of paper, and you're trying to pretend I've said evil things. And then you're going to say
حيتاش انت كراجل الا شكيتي في نفسك ولو غير شويه مشيتي، الا شكيتي في نفسك وفي داكشي اللي كتقول غير شويه مشيتي. يعني خصك تكون حاضر، كاين تايق في داكشي اللي كتقول. كيبغيو يعلموك دابا هنا في انه حتى انت ممكن تغلط، حتى انت كتغلط، حتى انت بنادم، حتى انت هادي. وديما انت ملي كتبدا تتعلم هذا الشيء واخا كتكون انت تايق في راسك لان داكشي اللي كتقول هو اللي كاين، اون فوا كتسمع هذا الشيء كتولي بروغرام عاوتاني تقول نقدر نكون غلط، وكتبدا تشك في راسك. اون فوا كتبدا تدخل ديك الشكوك لراسك انك تقدر تكون غلط وان داكشي اللي كتقول ماشي هو هذاك، مشيتي. حتى واحد ما غيبقى يحترمك، حتى واحد ما غادي يبقى يعطيك اهميه. الراجل هو اللي يكون تايق في الهضره اللي كيقول، وما كنقولش على انه يقدر يكذب، الا كان تيكذب يرجع، ولكن يقول الحق ويمشي على طريق الحق ويبقى على طريق الحق واخا راسو تقطع.
I'm the most dangerous man in the world, which is truly laughable.
You said that, not me.
Okay. Do you believe I'm the most
You say-
dangerous man in the world, Lucy?
I'm not answering your questions.
Well, then we need to change the dynamic of this interview because, and I'll make this clear, I allowed you into my home. I'm doing you a favor, giving you the first interview I'm giving to the public. You don't come here with a position of authority. You're not the police. I don't respect the BBC. I don't know you. You do
شتي كيفاش يتعامل مع الاسئله ديالها؟ قالت له انا هنا ماشي باش نجاوبك، ولكن هنا انا غير باش نطرح الاسئله وانت اللي خصك تجاوب. يعني بحال اللي هنا باغا تفرض عليه السلطه، باغا تكون على انه سلطه عليه. شوفوا هو كيفاش رد عليها وكيفاش كيجاوبها، وشوفوا هي كيفاش بقات دايره مسكينه.
not come here with a position of authority over me. We are equals. We are people. We're citizens of the world, and we sit here as equals. And I see you as my equal. And if you ask me questions, I can ask you questions back. For you to come here and sit down and pretend you're the Gestapo and that you don't have to answer my questions is disingenuous because I don't owe you anything.
Asking questions and you answer.
But I don't owe
however you want.
This is a conversation, and I don't owe you any degree of authority over me. So let's make that clear. And that doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or from the BBC or the CNN. I'm here to answer your questions and be honest with you and do you a favor.
Great.
And I'm doing you a favor. But you come here with loaded questions. You're trying to paint a narrative of me which is negative.
I'm asking you
And
about
that's
things
fine.
you've said that people are concerned about.
And that's fine.
You
But
have
you're not
said
going to sit
a
here and say you
woman's-
don't answer my questions because you're not above me.
This is also not supposed to be a third degree, it's supposed to be a conversation.
Absolutely.
Well, it would help if you answered the question.
I've answered every question so far.
Let me ask another question.
Sure.
You have said that a woman's intimate parts belong to her male partner.